Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. A large representation of the government team took part last week in the demonstration organized by the Democratic Women's Movement of Benalmádena that marched through the center of Arroyo de la Miel to fight for equality.
Last week, the Democratic Women's Movement of Benalmádena organized a demonstration in the streets of Arroyo de la Miel to commemorate International Women's Day, a day to demand real and effective equality between men and women that brought together a multitude of neighbors to the streets. There, we were able to speak with Sandra García, president of this collective, who stressed the need to continue the fight, giving visibility to the cause as well as highlighting the situation of women in other countries around the world.
We
returned to the streets to demand equality for women, and this year with more strength than ever after the pandemic, when the mobilization had to be replaced by a small performance. This year we have a lot to demand. We are the voices of those who cannot raise it, and we protest for Afghan, Syrian and Ukrainian women, as there are currently 80 wars in the world and we have to give them a voice and visibility. The Mayor and Equality Councilman, Víctor Navas, took part in the demonstration together with other councillors from the government team such as María Isabel Ruiz, Irene Díaz, Pablo Centella or Javier Marín, as well as a wide representation of associations and groups from the municipality.
Hoy es 8 de marzo y lo primero es felicitar.
March 8 is a day to demand real and effective equality between men and women, regardless of any kind of ideology. It is one of the basic principles of any modern society. There is no real and effective equality between men and women. The wage gap still exists. Women still feel fear and insecurity when working alone at night in certain areas. Many cannot raise their voices in their working environment for fear of losing their jobs, and many continue to have a bad time simply because they are women. Navas stressed that the movement remains united and cohesive and highlighted the participation of a group of Iranian women.
Hay más cosas que nos une de aquellas que nos separan.
This demand is not ideological. It is a guarantee of progress and of a society that moves forward, and it is therefore very difficult to understand that there are social and political classes that have spent the last few years questioning laws on gender and equality and social scourge such as male violence, when before they were the subject of an absolute consensus in society. We are once again demanding equality between men and women. The 8th of March is more alive than ever in Benalmádena because we have to continue fighting and demanding real and effective equality between men and women.
Last week, the City Council celebrated the awards for women entrepreneurs of Benalmádena, which went to Irene Pacheco and Mariana Plaja. Other recognitions were given to Encarnación Jiménez and Valeria Blanco.
The Pilbil Castle hosted last week the institutional act of the International Women's Day, which brought together many political representatives, associations and citizens of the municipality. The event started with the interventions by the Mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, the President of the Women's Association of Arroyo Benalmádena, Encarna Jiménez, the President of the ACEP, Rosa González, and the technician of the CADE, Ana Gallardo. Navas highlighted the transformative force that is the feminist movement.
El feminismo es la mayor fuerza transformadora de la sociedad.
Equality between women and men is an universal legal principle that has been recognized for many decades in various international human rights texts. It is necessary to consolidate all the progress achieved, leaving aside the noise that some sectors are trying to make because they feel threatened in their privilege acquired in a society still burned by sexism. The role of women in general and throughout history has been ignored and undervalued, and we need to change that, giving them the proper recognition. The feminist movement is a transformative force that also promotes other parallel social movements. The mayor also spoke about the improvements achieved in the labor aspect, stressing that there is still a lot to reach real equality.
Llevasen mal, y hubiese malos tratos de por medio. Y muchas
In the labor aspect, looking at the data of the different indicators, such as part-time work, salaries, productive sectors, professional careers, etc., the working conditions of women are still worse than those of men, with little presence in certain professional sectors and in business management positions. Thanks to the progress made and the greater visibility and sensitivity on the part of society, gender violence has been placed at the center of concerns with the category of social problem, with the obligation to provide an immediate response from the public authorities. From the local level, we must continue with the commitment to build an egalitarian society which guarantees the rights of all people as well as the active participation of men and women in local life. During the event, the Equality Area paid a surprise tribute and recognition to Encarna Jiménez, president of the Women's Association Arroyo Benalmádena, for her generosity and dedication to the promotion of real equality between men and women. On behalf of the Arroyo Benalmádena Women's Association, a tribute was paid to the athlete Valeria Pol, second in the European Taekwondo Championship. And during the reading of her award, her coach from the Doyang Taekwondo Club, Maximo Montiel, highlight the evolution of the participation of women in this sport. As for the 20th edition of Benalmádena Businesswoman Award, the prizes went to Irene Pacheco in the category of Individual Businesswoman and to Mariana Plaja in the category of Businesswoman with Contract Staff. The event ended with a talk by teachers from IES Benalmádena, winners of the first prize in the STEAM Alliance for Female Talent organized by the Ministry of Education.
Great news for Benalmádena as the works for the extension of the Malapesquera breakwater are set to start on March 20. City Hall expects this execution to help end partly with the sand loss that some beaches suffer every year.
Beaches Councilwoman Encarnación Cortés announced on Monday that the beaches of Torre Bermeja and Las Gaviotas will be closed to the public from Monday, March 20, as a result of the start of work on the extension of the Malapesquera breakwater.
En principio, la semana próxima se van a empezar a...
In the next few days, all the information signs will be put up informing on the closure of accesses. The prohibition will apply due to the risk it will pose to users the constant movement of lorries. The public will be able to access the beach bars in the tech-affected area, which will be able to maintain their activity and serve their customers, and the promenade along this stretch will also remain open. Last week, we held a meeting with the business directly affected by the works to explain all the information we have and address their doubts. Cortés highlight that the works will be carried out as quick as possible. After several meetings with the company that will carry out the work, we have agreed that they will try to carry out the work as quickly as possible, and they consider that they can finish the work before July. We have also agreed with the company to open the affected beaches to the public at weekends from Friday at midday, when the lorries cease their activity, and we will prepare the sand as quickly as possible for the arrival of users. An action demanded by the beach sector that will stop the sand loss that the area endures every year. During this time, those spaces will not the good image that our tourists are used to, but it is a work that demanded by the beach sector. The extension of the seawall will benefit the stabilization of this stretch of our coastline. Next summer, we will begin to experience the benefits of this action, and the beach business affected have received the news with satisfaction, even though they are aware that they will be affected during its execution. Cortés explained that they asked to postpone the execution until after the summer, but it isn't possible. Their response was clear. From July to December, there must be a biological halt to the works to guarantee the protection of the Patella ferruginea, a marine species with a very high level of protection, which means that any action in the area must be stopped because the water cannot even be muddied. This circumstance forced us to carry out the work at the present time, either this year or next year, so we must face this complicated period of works in pursuit of a greater good. I want to apologize to our citizens for the inconvenience and thank the beach business sector affected for the good reception they have given to the imminent start of these works.
Our municipality counts with a wide range of sports facilities, among which the hockey field stands out. After many years of use, a Retamar pitch is getting new artificial turf, with other reforms and improvements also being carried out.
The mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, and sports councilman Joaquín Villazón visit the Retamar hockey pitch on Wednesday to see firsthand the progress of the renovation works to install the artificial turf, as well as extend and improve the facilities.
Estos días hemos estado visitando distintos clubes deportivos.
Today, we are visiting the Retamar hockey pitch, which is currently undergoing renovation and improvement works, adding to other sports facilities renovated in recent years, such as the football field at Benalmádena Pueblo Sports Center or the athletics track, football field and pavilion at the Arroyo de la Miel Sports Center. All of this is part of a firm commitment to improve sport in the city, providing users with the best possible facilities. These works have an investment of more than 600,000 euros and will involve the replacement of an artificial turf that was already more than amortized after nearly 20 years of use and the creation of bleachers and new offices. The mayor highlighted the efforts being made to promote sport based on 3 lines.
Hoy estamos en la instalación deportiva de hockey, ¿no? Del Club de Hockey Benalmádena.
We have visited various sports clubs in the municipality because we like to maintain close contact with them, and the meetings have highlighted the fact that Benalmádena is a city that continues to grow, which is why it needs more sports facilities. The sports area is making an enormous effort to bring sports activities to all corners of Benalmádena, making it easier for citizens to practice any discipline they want. We have 43 sports schools ranging from archery to table tennis, hockey, sailing, handball and volleyball. The department works through 3 lines of action: the renovation of sports facilities, the implementation of sporting events that serve to attract tourism to the town throughout the year and thus break the seasonality and give freedom and priority to sport clubs to manage sports schools in the city. This form of management is a good idea because we have seen that sport has not stopped growing over the years. For his part, Villazón reviewed the works, explaining the reasons behind them and also stressed the importance of improving existing courts and creating new facilities.
Estamos aquí en el campus de Retamar visitando.
The works are proceeding at the expected pace and consist of renovating the turf, which was already obsolete, installing new stands and a turret for recording and television broadcast, an aspect that the numerous European hockey clubs and teams that come to these facilities to prepare their season's demand. In this way, we guarantee that the pitch meets the technical and quality requirements demanded by these European teams and national teams, and we are continuing our policy of constant renovation of the sports facilities. After the installation of the new state of the artificial turf, the Retamar hockey pitch will become one of the best in Andalucía and Spain.
The Spanish Association Against Cancer doesn't stop organizing different initiatives to fight this disease, and one of the lines they are working on is prevention, promoting the creation of smoke-free spaces such as the one presented this week.
The mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, and the president of the Spanish Association Against Cancer in Málaga, Joaquín Morales, signed this week an agreement to make the Parque de la Paloma a smoke-free space. The park's Puerta de Cristal was the point chosen to present this initiative, which brought together various members of the municipal corporation together with a large representation of the association at local and provincial level.
Es un día de alegría. y de emoción porque hacemos realidad una petición.
Today is a day of joy and emotion. We are fulfilling a request from the AECC to make an emblematic public space smoke-free, making us the second municipality in the province of Málaga to do so. We are the first large city on the Costa del Sol to have a smoke-free space, located in the park of La Paloma. From today, at each access door, there is a sign indicating its status as a smoke-free environment. Navas explained that the government team works on the promotion of healthy lifestyle habits.
De que nadie fume en este espacio porque somos un gobierno que
We are a municipal government committed to promoting healthy lifestyles, and we promote initiatives to combat childhood obesity in the classroom, sedentary lifestyles and smoking. With this initiative, we are sending out a clear message. We have to stay away from tobacco, not only because of the harm we do to our own bodies, but also to others as passive smokers. For his part, Morales explained that this is a very special day for the association and stressed the importance of prevention.
Para nosotros hoy es un día especial, bueno, porque dentro de
One of our three important lines of action is prevention, and setting up this smoke-free space is an act of prevention. More than 50% of lung tumors are directly related to tobacco consumption. So this initiative is a contribution to society in general, especially for children and young people who visit these types of parks a lot. The president of the association in Benalmádena, Luisa Jiménez, highlighted this achievement, thanking the town hall for its collaboration.
Hoy es un día realmente importante. Hemos luchado por crear este espacio.
We have fought hard to have this smoke-free space in Benalmádena, the second of its kind to be set up in the province after Alhora. If there is one thing we want at the AECC, it is to encourage a healthy generation without smoke, with good lifestyle habits, and the creation of these spaces favors it.
And these are today's headlines. Benalmádena fights for equality. El Bilbil Castle hosts the Institutional Act for Women's Day. Beaches closure for breakwater extension. Improvement works at the Retamar hockey field. La Paloma Park will be a smoke-free area. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with cloudy skies in the early morning, without ruling out occasional precipitation in the mountains, becoming partly cloudy in the morning. Predominantly partly cloudy skies on the coast, with clouds in the interior during the day. Minimum temperatures around 13 degrees and maximum of 22. Winds from the west or northwest, occasionally strong on the coast. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.